Hey everybody, good morning. This is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. It's almost 11 o'clock here on September 11th. Want to do a quick update on Irma. Now that it's moving north and weakening, the impacts into the Carolinas increasing, but we're still seeing huge impacts in Florida, in particular in the Jacksonville area. I'm going to turn on the winds to kind of show you what the winds are doing. And this is the thing about these tropical systems that get lost on a lot of people. The center of the storm is over here, and this is what gets tracked. But look at this wind field and rain shield and the flow of water coming into Jacksonville. Huge storm surge coming into Jacksonville for a couple reasons. They had heavy rain inland, which is trying to flow out of most of the rivers. And if you've been to Jacksonville, you've got two rivers that come together there, but the water's being pushed in from the wind. So huge flooding there. You're going to see some pretty good flooding along the Georgia coast as well. That's the thing about impacts versus the track. We need to track the impacts, not the center of the storm. If you're near the center, it's actually sunny and windy, but up here a couple hundred miles to the northeast, you're getting some of the worst weather, tornadoes, wind, and rain as the system moves to the north. Let me give you a quick update on the track. I'm going to turn off the winds there for a second. We'll put the track on right there. So this is the updated track, and this is the cone. Again, I don't put the straight line on there. This is where the center is going to go. It's going to go up in this area somewhere, but this big shield of wind is going to remain there. And I'll show you the wind radii. I'm going to throw it on here. Hopefully it'll pop up here if I can get it to pop up. So there's the wind radii. And just to show you, look how massive the wind field is on this thing. So these are the 58 mile per hour and above, basically 60 mile per hour winds. This is the tropical storm force winds of 40 miles per hour. See how far out they extend? I mean, that is well off to the north and east. And you can see the 40 mile per hour winds are moving into the Charlotte area right now. So we're going to see rain and wind moving into the region as we go through the next 24 hours. In fact, I'll put the forecast out and you can see that strong wind moves up into the Atlanta area. So we're going to be in this borderline 40 mile per hour wind gust for a while. Let me actually turn on the actual wind gust. These are the actual wind gusts being reported at the area airports. You see down in Florida, again, near the center, we're not getting a lot of wind gusts because probably out of commission. I think 4.5–5 million people without power down there, so we're not getting a lot of reports down there. Jacksonville's getting gusts to 67, 70 miles an hour. Then look at all these gusts up into South Carolina. Huge gust, even into Columbia, 25, 30 miles per hour. So far in the Charlotte area, we've been gusting around 25. Those will continue to increase as we go through the evening hours. Now, a little bit of good news with this system is the threat for tornadoes, at least in the Charlotte area, has gone down just a little bit. And I'm going to show you, hopefully I can get this to pop up. I'm going to have to remove the satellite here for a second, so bear with me so you can see the stuff underneath. So this is the Storm Prediction Center outlook, and you can see the shades of green. We could see some storms in Charlotte, but the bigger tornado threat is down here where the tornado watch is up for parts of Wilmington, down to Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Savannah, all the way to Jacksonville. This is truly going to be the area that has the highest threat for possible tornadoes as these heavy rain bands, which are just offshore, start to move inland. I'm going to turn the radar back on, turn everything back on there, and you can get a good view of it. So there's the storm right now. What's it going to do this afternoon? Well, let's look at the model data. So here's the short range models, which are doing a pretty good job now that we have it within range. You can see the waves of heavy rain moving in. The band we have to watch is this thing right here. Two things about this band as it moves in. Again, this time frame, this is about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Rain picks up here, strong winds here, and still winds down in here. But this band right here is the one I'm worried about for gusty winds and possibly embedded tornadoes. Watch that band as we go to 5 o'clock tonight, start to move in. Very heavy rain here from Charlotte all the way to Atlanta, Macon, and Birmingham, and even down into parts of Charleston, South Carolina. We go to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Really got to watch this band. This is the tornadic band right here. These are the possible tornadic cells. Any one of these individual cells could start to rotate this afternoon. As we go into the evening hours, now we're at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So here we are at 3 a.m., overnight threat for possible tornadoes. And one of the things I look at for overnight tornadoes, do we have any what we call CAPE? And the one thing you notice, this is the fuel for thunderstorms. Surface-based CAPE is mainly down here. I don't see a lot up in here. Updraft helicity, this is rotating storms. This is at 1 o'clock in the morning. Some rotating storms down here in Columbia, some down here towards Myrtle Beach. These are all the threats we've got to watch into the overnight hours. So as we go towards 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's going to be the time frame that we see potential maybe isolated tornadoes. Now, as far as wind is concerned, I'll go to that same time frame. And again, this is the 10-meter wind. I'll back this up a little bit. It's going to take a second to load. I'll load this at roughly 8 o'clock tonight. And you can see the wind speeds. Here's the over on the left, you can see once you start seeing the purples, you're getting 30 to 40 mile an hour gust in there. And watch this as I go through time into the overnight. This is 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Notice as that band moves in, the winds start to pick up. So that's when we'll have the potential for some strong gusty winds moving in almost the same time. You see there's the difference in the winds and when the rain moves in. So it's really about watching that band on the radar tonight, and certainly that'll be something we watch. There's another look as it moves to the north. This is an 18-hour loop into the future, by the way. So here's the storm right now. Once again, if you're looking for the latest track, let me throw it up there. There's the storm there. And oh, by the way, we'll keep an eye on Jose. Jose's out there. Next 5 days, it's going to do one of these. And people, oh, it's coming our way. But then the long range looks like it's going to do one of these. So in 6 to 7 days, it should be here. We'll keep an eye on the coast. But right now, just like with any long range guidance, you probably read my blog today about this. You can't put too much stock in this long range stuff. Stick with the 5 days. The uncertainty is too great. We'll have a better look at it over the next couple of days. You see the spaghetti plots. That's just a god-awful mess. I mean, it's something like this, but the spread out here is like this. So huge spread. When I see that big spread, I get a little worried. So we'll take a closer look at that, but there's Irma right now. I'll be on today and into tonight. I'm staying the duration, folks. We'll wait till that severe weather threat moves out. We'll be, you think I haven't slept yet, just wait till tonight. Tonight's kind of the main event for the Carolinas, and I'll have you covered starting at 4, 5, and 6 on NBC Charlotte, and obviously online all day and all night.